you have to like the stroke of fate. You have to get people in front of you. It's like hard to. It's not the same as like a Shadow Demon where you can just throw it. And his silence is pretty shit. I mean, you know, it's just it is. It's the Soulbind that makes the hero and the Inkswell. Inkswell is bad early game, takes a while to be useful. Soulbind is just, you know, it's great, but comes at level 6 and needs someone else to make it fantastic. And in his position 4, he doesn't scale, like you said. So I agree.
I think one of the reasons like Grimstreak is being picked and focused so much is because he has just so much team fight utility.
True.
That he brings to whatever. He doesn't need to have he doesn't have a fixed pairing with a single hero. He can make work with any hero that has a single target skill. His ultimate has a leash, one of the newer mechanics. You can't use any movement skills, and that sort of messes up a lot of those heroes that really relies on these movement skills. Anti-Mage, Mirana, Bear Rider, you know, all of these heroes that rely on positioning with their skills, you suddenly can't do that.
So could we maybe say that he sort of has Disruptor Syndrome, where it's a hero that needs levels, but can't really play as a 4 or a 5?
But he has an easier time getting these farms because of having these Stroke of Faith, being able to clear creeps quite easily as well.
He is great at defending bases as well.
Such long range, it's just so annoying to deal with sometimes.
Well, looking at the draft, we have Tusk and Rubik against the Lich and the Centaur. So Centaur is another hero that's been picked a lot this tournament. He's been picked, I think, about 6 games, only dropped 1. So very popular hero. That I thought he would be a bit nerfed after the damage to what's called Double Edge.
Double Edge.
Yeah, but he's just fine. So Lich as well as Centaur, that gives you great disengage, a lot of damage reduction, especially if Centaur gets the Aghanims. You already have a lot of physical damage reduction from the Lich. And it's going to be hard for WG to pick the PA now. You can see the TNC, they're not banning PA, but they're picking heroes that make the PA a lot weaker. Centaur is hard to burst down, and Lich 60 damage reduction on physicals. Insane. I love the way the TNC is drafting this.
You sound super excited. You're just like, oh, no PA for you.
No, I mean, you can take PA, but you're trapping the enemy by picking heroes that are already good against PA. So it's very clever way of countering it.
Hold on, so the bands, is that Terrorblade and Slark?
Terrorblade and Slark, yeah.
Terrorblade, Slark, Luna, Axe. And
they take it.
Yeah, they pick up the PA themselves. WG.UNITY has a Tusk and Rubik pick. So is this a support Rubik or a mid Rubik?
Support. I mean, I don't think it was support. It's too risky to take a mid Rubik. And the thing is, PA is a good pick because Rubik will just die from 1 dagger. He's so fragile. And TNC, that was clever. They picked those 2 heroes. WG hesitated on the PA, and then TNC gets it.
The one thing I don't like about PA as a hero is that if you see an early PA's early game weakness is actually magical damage. Now, you picked up a Rubik, you're going to have the chance of having that amplified magical damage to burst the PA, especially when you go for those early game ganks. So I don't think it's awful for WG. They've got Snowball for saves, they have a Rubik lift, which is instantaneous. So they're good ways of sort of countering out the PA as well if everything's going to go according to plan. Troll's a pretty good pick, I suppose, against PA.
Whirling Axis, great against PA.
Oh, and he's unkillable, the new ultimate. That's the best part, I think. Because I was thinking he's not going to be landing. He doesn't have the new he doesn't have permabash, right? He has that permanet.
Yes, and snare.
And snare. Oh, it's so cute what they do. It's like when Troll comes at you, you're like, I don't care. It's just a net. But I don't know. I'm not really digging the Troll that much.
Well, the Axe has been banned out from TNC Predator themselves, so that's 1 counter out of the pool for to counter the Troll. So it's not a bad Troll pick at all.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing that counts. It's just I don't think he'll be able to deal too much with the PA. I think the PA just shreds the Troll. Yeah,
and also like you said, the physical damage doesn't really go great against the Leech, and even Centaur, once he gets his Axe Scepter, he has the 60% damage reduction as well. And of course, Blur. Blur is one of the skills that are so annoying to deal with as a physical damage dealing hero.
It feels like they should have banned the PA. They knew they didn't have first pick on WG, but they decided to wait. So I don't like it.
I don't know. I don't think they're picking up the Troll to sort of counter out the PA or anything. It's sort of this contingency plan. When we push, we have a way to really push, right? We've got a main pushing hero, which is going to be the Troll, has a semi-defensive mechanism against the PA. So he's going to sort of be there to survive. It's just a matter of what other 2 heroes are they pairing up with this Troll. Now, Enigma, not something I was expecting. Still a good hero, really good at zoning, great offlaner as well, pretty hard to push out, but they're gonna need a hard carry here to go along with the Troll or something. Because if it's just the Troll as your main
damage dealer,
scaler, anything like that, you know, I don't see the Troll being able to accomplish everything.
Also, besides the Lion, they really have no way of interrupting the Enigma Black Hole. I mean, Centaur, you have to like stomp behind him. It's very tough to get it just there.
You have Sinister Gaze from the Leech.
Sorry?
Sinister Gaze.
Oh yeah, when Lich winks at you.
In your soul.
Yeah, he winks at you and you just go, all right, I'm coming, bro.
I mean, it's kind of embarrassing if you get seduced.
Yeah, true.
It
was like, I'm doing the black, and he's like, whoa, what's that over there?
It's like, oh baby. Okay, I'll stop now.
Lich winked at me. So, final stage of bans. Kumka's being banned now. Would have been a good pick for both teams, actually. Yeah. WG, if they
lack a mid lane right now, so some magic dealing damage.
For all you know, though, this troll could be mid lane.
Troll mid, but that's a lot of physical damage and a lot of like putting your eggs in one basket to a troll basket.
Pugna, so Pugna mid.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Pugna's pretty good versus PA. This again goes back to the magic damage.
The Cripple fight great against PA as well, just to buy more time out of her BKB when she gets one. And that's additional tower damage as well.
Save your teammates too. Decrypt your teammates.
The annoying part though is that if you pick Pugna and the enemy team has a Lion as well as a Lich, that's a lot of magic damage. So you might be saving them from one, but it's like, now you're weaker towards the other problem.
But what if it's next level? What if you're baiting them to finger a target? And be like, there's no more finger for you.
It's not really a bait if the person's dead afterwards, right? He's like, I'm gonna bait you, dude. He's dead. He's like, worked. And Pug, new hero.
Love the puck pickup actually. That's going to be their main team fight control outside of that Centaur. You have the coil. Silence is great. Going to have that little bit of extra disable to cancel out the Enigma Black Hole as well. The range on the Waney Rift is pretty good too. Very elusive. Do they have any catch for that puck?
Tusk and Rubik.
Yeah,
so
it's
not
too
bad.
Not great though. I mean, that's
nothing instant. That's true.
Or a black hole.
Or a black hole.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really like WG.UNITY's draft. I don't really like the troll. I do love the Enigma. I think that Enigma, if he plays well, they could have the game, but you have other ways of stopping it. I mean, now we have a Puck as well. Suddenly Puck does get a fast blink dagger. You can blink behind Enigma and silence him. So I have to go with TNC for the first game.
What about you, Danielle?
I wanted to root for WG, but really not a big fan of their draft.
The crowd doesn't like us anymore.
All right, so 2 quick predictions. From two of our analysts going towards the way of TNC Predator for the first game. We'll have to watch to see who will be actually taking the first map. And of course, who else better to let you guys through the action other than Cyclops and Monaming.
To WESG Southeast Asia Grand Finals. This is actually the finals match between Team TNC versus Team WG.UNITY, Philippines versus Malaysia. You are here with me, Cyclops, and
and I'm Brian, and I am ecstatic to actually be seeing this game. We've seen WG.UNITY actually going up against TNC during the group stages, but as we spoke earlier on, it was a 1-0 and anything can happen in the grand finals. A best of 3 is a totally different ball game here.
Yes, definitely different, and I believe TNC is looking for revenge on this one.
Most definitely. So.
If you can see from their face right from in the morning that they are on the bus, they look pretty intense.
Yeah, they did.
Like they kind of stressed out, but they feel like full tank condition today for Team TNC. Let's see, as we are already in the game, how good they are against Team WG today.
All right, but what about you? What do you think the first game will turn out? They had their predictions at the panel. What about you?
Well, I feel like we were talking about how small hero pool of Team WG is before the game start, right? But then they replied that with some new heroes like Troll Warlock.
Yep.
And also Enigma here. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but we'll have to see if things work out well for WG.UNITY here. As right now we're moving into the latest patch 7.2. A lot of the heroes here has been reworked. Troll, Rubik, Tusk, Lich, Lion as a small buff with the ultimate, and PA even. And one thing that I want to really talk about is the leash potential coming out from the Puck's coil as well. It's going to be able to just create a lot of disturbances. In the entire
it's becoming a lot stronger for the league stages. Has been reworked. That makes the hero like Slark and Park is coming back to the scene once again, as you can't no longer get away from that lead. You know, back then You just drop Dream Coil on me, I can just easily snowball away. I'm sorry, the ball lightning away for the Storm Spirits and stuff, but you can't do that anymore.
And you can't even TP away anymore because
Yeah,
the leash capability is not there.
Yeah.
And when the moment you get called up, you're going to be really careful because there comes a Chain Frost and be just bouncing to you back and forth here.
Yeah, man, and we are already in the laning phase, and look at that. Camping right from the start. Here comes the donkey. It's walking down, come on.
Oh,
Stay
James.
Oh!
Oh no, it's
oh no!
one more
hit,
hit,
come
one more
on.
hit.
Get into the tree line, get that donkey. Oh!
It's making a nice run for it, Tim's. Good attempt there, but unfortunately, we just be able to stop with the taunt.
Oh my goodness, what an aggressive play by Team TNC right there. But in the end, it just disappeared.
Yeah, he's still waiting for it. He's still waiting for the courier to come back to go for the return delivery, but by the looks of it, he's just going to allow it to.
That's more like actually affect the nothing to say in psychological way. That every time that he's trying to send his thing courier, and now at the bottom lane here comes the first tag team. You need to be careful because his tag team skill is actually one of the best skill in Dota 2 at the moment.
Yep, most definitely. So the kind of amplification in terms of right-click damage is amazing to deal with.
No, then the hook storm.
To retract your last move.
Oh, first blood on top.
Yeah, looks like we have an early first blood here on the Jolly Phoenix. Ninja Boogie landing the skills there.
Yeah.
It's just a Frost Nova into a Malefice, I guess. We weren't able to really catch that kill. But good, off to a good start here, TNC. We're known, they're actually known to be the more aggressive team players here.
Yeah, true. And I kind of like that the way that they play out the lane for Team TNC. It feels like this lane is, they prepare the lane so well that they make sure that they win in every lane. Especially they are one of the team that's still doing a tri-lane in this one. And now look at that, going in for the tag team, trying to zone out that Centaur, run away from farming the creep against the Troll Warlord.
Yep. One thing that I foresee happening is Rior is not going to have a good time at all because when you are playing a Centaur, you normally want to go up against a melee carry. And because Troll has a capability to actually switch from melee to range, he doesn't really have that kind of capability.
Jumping out that evening bound for the first time, and here comes the Frost Blast. He might just go straight in, dropping quite low to the 25 HP, but he's still using Eidolons to force that Lich away and cannot just chase him into the crowd.
Yeah, but Enigma won't be facing too much trouble in comparison to the Centaur because he can always go back to the jungle.
Yeah.
There's always a jungle capability.
It's kind of harder for him to stay alive, you think?
Yes, so he has to play it safe, just stay around the towers and he shouldn't have too much of a bad time.
And Tim is coming here trying to cut the creep wave. I think, you know, the only way that the tri lane and the bottom lane, if you're playing Radiant, could be lost is you get track the creep wave away.
Yep.
So that's why the support need to come in and just take care if someone want to wait or someone want to cut the creep wave on top, and it's Gabby.
Oh, Gabby just playing it so aggressive there, moving towards the enemy tree line, but looks like we have a kill happening towards the bottom lane here. At the mid lane.
It's a very nice gang by Tim over there. Not sure what happened, but it would be.
Yeah, we probably had a Radiant Reef into an orb with a stun followed up by the Lion as well, so teams will actually get able to secure the mid lane. And this is going to be able to give Puck a lot more space to farm.
Catching with the Earth Spike for the first time. It did not a first time, actually the second time they tend to kill this hero. Nothing to say. What do you think about getting ganked early on when you play a partner? Don't you think it's kind of like the hero that depends on the farm, on the level?
On the laning phase, yeah, most definitely. So you want to get extra levels to the life drain, get your items up, of course, the Ether Lens, the Axe Scepter. But main reason why you have the Pugna here is to get the push capabilities. The push power, the pushing potential coming from WG.UNITY is actually a lot better. You have the Eidolons for the push. You have the Pugna with the Nether Blast as well. In comparison to TNC, where you only have maybe the best the right-click potential of the Retaliate coming up from the center.
Oh, blocked down in the right side and just go for the tag team. Oh, is he getting blocked? He actually on the hate status, the top lane. Strike back with Jolly Phoenix, finish off Ninja Boogie, the support with the Enigma Eidolon. One thing I want to point out right now is TNC, like I mentioned earlier, they know that the only way to win a tri-lane at the bottom or to win the lane at the bottom is to drag the creep wave from the tier 2 bottom tower to that tier 1. And it seems like the WG didn't even protect that dragging at all.
Yep, and one of the main problems I foresee now is Armel is actually getting way too much farm here. The supports from the side of WG.UNITY actually have to make some sort of rotation. Just look at the last hits itself.
Mid, right?
Yeah, 15 last hits on the Pugna in comparison to the Puck, which is 26.
Yeah, and another fighter at a river. Maybe a frostbite here. Just stumped on the Enigma. And they strike it back this time as Gabby lost his support just now. And then this one, Jolly Phoenix was brought down by 3 heroes.
Yep, like I mentioned earlier on, the supports from the side of WG.UNITY have to make something happen here. They're just allowing TNC to run all over them at this point in time. Let's have a look at the Puck. You can see and it's off. He has 3 points.
They will streak and just go straight away. Once he got his ultimate, dropping a Dream Coin and also Illusory Orb. Gonna be an easy solo kill. However, the WG support moved in with the Fate Board, almost killed that Puck. Armel coming back once again just to save his supports. Cry, walking away.
It's very well done there. Do you see the dodge coming out from Armel? I mean, he knew that the Nether Blast would be used, but the moment he timed it very well. Got the orb in time, got the ultimate as well, able to get the big kill onto the Pugna.
Gappy on top to finish off somebody. It's Jolly Phoenix once again brought down. What a great start by Team TNC, and still the WG.UNITY still cannot stop the dragging the creep wave away from the tier 2. This is gonna give a lot of experience to Team TNC. He's trying to crawl back to the shrine, but
no.
yeah, better go to the shrine while you dead.
No, that just didn't work out so well at all. I mean, the task, nevertheless, he was a little bit too aggressive. They got the good eye shot off the build to get the block, but unfortunately, just not quite enough here. So do we finally see a rotation coming out from the Tusk and the Rubik?
It's completely different from game number 1. Actually, not that much different in terms of early game, because TNC was dominating in early game. But then TNC lost because in the mid game until the late game, they can't even one-time gank down Phantom Assassin because they can't see them. The Phantom Assassin skill is too strong, in my opinion. I mean, it's smoke all the time. And the only way that you can see him is to get near him. Then how you gonna get near him if you cannot see him in the mid-map?
Oh, you finish it? Okay, just hold it up for now. What's happening here?
In the river, and here comes the Fate Bolt, and Ichibuki gonna be the one who falls out. Pretty nice strike back this one by Team WG, and they might catch that Phantom Assassin too. Telekinesis back, did you even lift? And here comes the Crepifying along with the life drains. Gets sucked.
Yeah, beautifully done there by WG.UNITY, as we mentioned.
Cantro doing something? No, actually he needs to run for his life. Turn on the Burling Axe, he's gonna strike that, deal as much damage for he can before he goes down. But then die in the end for Mercury. What do you want to say?
Yeah, no, WG.UNITY, once they started making the rotation, they were able to secure the number of kills there. But TNC, they knew from that moment, everyone is committed at the top lane. You saw an instant rotation, an instant movement onto the Troll Warlord. They just capitalized that so well. And I think the Ice Shards earlier on managed to block the Phantom Assassin, just not allowing him to just move at all at the top lane. So very well done by WG.UNITY.
At least the blue team managed to take. Oh, just walk in and then get telekinesis into it. Recapify and life drain. Easy kill by Team WG. And here comes the crown with an applause. Yep. Top lane straight back in the game. Trisam. Not really good for Team TNC. They make series of mistakes in early game in the first 10 minutes.
Yep, I'm liking what Mercury is doing here. He knows that the bottom lane he died earlier on. He wants to go for the push, move towards the top lane, get the tier 1 tower, get more objectives here. And the supports, whenever you break down towers, will be able to just get the observers, the sentries that they need. And WG.UNITY, I'm liking their tempo now. Earlier on, they were playing very passive, but the rotations coming out from the supports this time is on point and just making things happen.
Yeah, even though these two teams already qualified for the WESG main round, China, but they are playing for their pride for the country and also the different prize pool.
And now let's have a look here at Rio. Not too sure what is this itemization.
One thing about, oh no, a snowball that might get caught nearby the shrine of the Dire. That will be an easy kill by Armel. About Rio. I think it might opt the when the coming in, turn on the battle cry, just gonna slash down that Parker. He needs to just back off a bit. Nobody can just fight toe to toe with that pro warlord, right?
Yeah, you can see the Phantom Assassin. He was waiting to get the jump in, but unfortunately, his two other teammates, the Puck as well as the Enigma, just being too close. And the RML just not opting to go for it.
Ultimate with the usage of the Stampede to finish off the support, the Rubik and the bomb lane.
Oh, but the smoke was picked out.
Yeah, it might be another fight at the river.
WG.UNITY.
Oh, smoke pop and then CTTO Warlord. This is the guy that you don't want him to see, yeah? Like running into a gangster. Look at that, throwing an axe.
Oh,
like a real retro way. Shot somebody. Oh, almost stuck in an eye shot.
The Stampede was just on point. The eye shot was just short of actually blocking him off.
Yeah, that was so close, right?
1 second later and he would have ended up dead. Stampede, well done there by Rio.
Stuck there in an igloo. Gonna die like an Eskimo.
So right now we can see here Black Phoenix, Jolly Phoenix actually will be going for the hands of Midas. Going to be securing the late game a little bit more, not opting to go for the usual Crimson Guard. That actually will be pretty good against the Retaliate from the side of Centaur as well as the DA. But they're probably prioritizing the late game now. They want to buff up the troll a little bit more before they go for the actual team fights.
Yeah, that's true. Can we take a look at the network? The production, here comes a snowball down to the river and a lot of spell faithful and Queen Supremacy just work well in this team fight. Here comes the troll, throwing the whirling axe and he's just gonna maybe walk up to the high ground. Is he that brave? Oh no, down to only with 2 heroes. First time using Black Hole, this one just trying to drag the Centaur runner back, but he's too tanky. Illusory ops in, but didn't hit anyone.
Oh man, WG.UNITY, they did not, the communication was not on point. The Troll Warlord as well as the Enigma, they were focusing entirely 2 different enemies. Black Hole was being used as well as a huge detriment there for WG.UNITY. And Black Hole, as we all know, it is a long cooldown, a total of 3 minutes, not being able to get any objectives out of it as well.
Man, that was the first big team fight. You expect more of these coming?
Yeah.
Well, you know.
No, the main problem was Troll did not focus on the same enemy.
Ah, I see. The team communication problem.
Yes. So the Troll was chasing towards the enemy tier 1 tower. Meanwhile, the other 2 teammates with the Black Hole onto the center, onto Rio. It was just so messy.
And it's gonna catch that Lion. Here comes the snowball. The Lion got away from the eye shot once again.
Again, beautiful ultimate there by Rio. Just managed to actually save him from the igloo.
You just keep spending this Stampede on get away from the eye shot every time, right?
Yes, we'll probably be using it more defensively up until the point they're ready for an initiation. So it really depends on the timing for the Puck right now, when he can actually get the Blink Dagger, Waning Reef in with the call.
Right from the sideways, in the boogie side of the Frostblast on the very low mana target, Black Hole. Still on a cooldown, so it was an easy kill for RML. The Puck finish him off with Illusory Orb.
Yep, can we have a look at the itemization coming up from the 2 teams here?
Yeah, take a look at the items update and the scoreboard.
We'll perhaps have to wait a bit longer for that.
Yeah, but Hoofstorm currently comes out. Spike still connected at the very edge, and he's just gonna get chopped today with a double edge. Nice gank this one. I really like the movement of that team's position 4 moving around. He alone can control the whole Radiant NC by himself.
Yep. Tims, of course, we all know that he is one of the more active support players, always constantly in the move, just trying to be able to cover much ground. But right now, we might be seeing a bit of trouble.
Interesting. You might wish to
replace
your last
is strong enough. I mean, normally the item timeline for Troll Warlord always like face boot, raid ban, 2 raid ban, and straight to a Sentient Yasha, and then after Sentient Yasha, get a Black King bar. I think he will get a Black King bar with this rate of farming around 25 minutes. Yep. I'm not sure how his item looks like right now for the Troll Warlord.
So we have to have a look later on, but the Silver Edge should be a pretty good item in this game as well. Works on the PA, works on the Centaur as well.
And not a gang on the Centaur. So many times that the Centaur still get away with the Stampede, and his teammate moving in very fast. And very nice Paperino on the Woostorm, and just use the storm on the Kings himself. And he himself was melted down by the so many spells from Team TNC. Illusive Orb is one of them.
I did not like the telekinesis coming out from the Rubik CZY. He literally dropped the Centaur right on top of the Pugna, got the Stomp off, got the Stampede off. That was not the way to go. If they actually just maybe positioned the Centaur a little further away from the Pugna, could have gotten the kill instead. But man, that was a terrible telekinesis drop by CZY.
Yeah, it's just like a very good assist to Team TNC instead.
Yes. Bounty Rune has been spawned as well, but doesn't look like Mercury is going to be picking up anytime soon.
Still a lot of micro mistakes in the BFG game when it comes to team fight.
Well, WG.UNITY, of course, previously known, had actually 2 Blackjack players. They're still a very new team, and I guess the chemistry just isn't as solid as TNC Predator that has been playing for a long time. Even their current substitute player, Rior, they have been training for a very long time. So communication, chemistry has already been set so far.
This is something that something I was about to talk about is actually separates us from the pro. As you can see, that Phantom Assassin switched his power trade so many times. Like every single time he played it very neat.
So whenever you actually want to toss out the Stifling Dagger, the dagger, you actually just continuously change it to Intelligence, so you actually use a lot less mana.
The top power trade switching is more like a different, important aspect for the pro player, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So switching in between it, for example, if you want to make a quick escape, we all know that now agility actually adds onto your movement speed. So you want to make a chase, move it to agility.
Yeah.
When you're about to get stunned, for example, you know like a Storm Hammer is coming towards you, change it to strength. It actually increases your status resistance, so you actually manage to reduce the stun duration by a small amount, but could have actually saved your life.
Oh wow, it's actually like very... That's why Dota 2 is one of the hardest games in the world.
Exactly, and that's why Power Threats is such an interesting item. You just continuously switch. There was one bug back then where whenever you switch your Power Threats, it will actually proc all
I
these
always
skill.
leave it at a strength when I play.
Yep, I think it's time that you can actually start learning.
Okay, I'll learn some.
Yep. So
I'll
you
try
see a
to
stun
switch.
coming to you, just change it to
Yeah, Stampede this time they use for offense. Very nice long range spike on 2 heroes. They just did not enough. Oh, Black Hole, what is that? He... No! I don't get it as well. Now it's time for him to just get away. Oh, dropping. Also made a mistake for Team TNC, trying to drop a green point, but the target was teleported away.
Oh man, I think he meant to use the Midnight Pulse to actually break through the trees, but Black Hole instead was being used and cancelled at the last second as well. That was a huge misclick.
Yeah. Maybe it's time to go in. Here comes the snowball and an uppercut that's killed that Tim standing along with the tag team. What a strong spell we have. Now was about to get chopped down to the Centaur run and chop Centaur, get the Crepify. Let's take a look at the fight on top. Let's go back to the bottom as they are about to dive into each other.
Oh, that was a good move coming from WG.UNITY. No doubt they know that the Black Hole is on cooldown. They were still on the offensive. Managed to get that tier 1 tower as well. TNC wasn't really able to initiate or to react because they are, at this current moment, their only means of initiation is the Stampede, and that was used earlier on at the top lane. So right now, they don't have the Blink Dagger up yet, I believe, on the Centaur and the Puck, but we'll have to get a look later on. But until they get a proper initiation, okay, Puck has the Blink Dagger already, but until they have a proper initiation, WG.UNITY, they will have the upper hand here, because not to forget, the Enigma now also has a Blink Dagger.
But he needs to land a proper Black Hole.
Yes, it's been 2 Black Holes that has been
well,
unsuccessful.
it doesn't matter, 1 guy, 2 guy, even 1 guy is still good if that guy is a core hero. Just have to use the full duration from the Black Hole in order to maximum the damage and just make it a kill.
Yep. And now we can see the PA will be going for the Death Soul into the BK.
Moving up on top and then power each other. Here comes side off with the Earthfire and also Sibling Daggers. And just strike on the Tims. Nice one. Nothing to say. Let's get rid of the Tims real quick. Without Tims in team fight, it would be hard for them because these Tims just acting like a Tide Hunter. He always do a mini ravage with the Earth Spike on 2 or 3 targets.
Like earlier in the
so
top
annoying.
lane. Earlier in the top lane, we saw a stun onto the Enigma as well as the Rubik, I believe. So very well done there.
Let's go for the tower. He might get caught over there.
But we can see WG.UNITY right now, they are playing the pushing game. They know that they need to take team fights. Black Hole works best when you have team fights. They have good pushing potential as well. Have the tag team up with the Throw Warlord, another more amplification damage for WG.
Oh, football, very nice initiation from the TNC side. They're about to kill the Throw Warlord. He probably back kick by. He just get all the HP back with an uppercut help from his teammate. He made the kill. How did he survive and even make a kill out of that?
Well, like I mentioned to you, right now he pops out the right at the last second, and you know when you have the ultimate up for the Throw Warlord, you're unkillable for the next 6 seconds. So even though you have the retaliate, it doesn't matter. 6 seconds, more than enough to get the kill there. And do you see the Rubik manage to get the stun onto 2 as well?
Amel, however, still on his killing roll on the monster kill target for Amel, get rid of the partner. But I don't think they will be able to stop the WG from here. Oh, snatch the Aegis! No! Amel got the Aegis, but that's not Amel work.
Well, at the very least, they get they'll get 1. And that's the most successful Black Hole I've seen so far. And a kill is still a kill. They get Roshan out of it as well. And now WG.UNITY, they can actually take this window of opportunity to actually keep on pushing. But without the Black Hole is something really scary to play around with.
That was insane human reaction from Amel. He illusory orb in, he just perfect timing just to pick up the Aegis and then instantly blink away.
Yep, and it was not an Aegis snatch. He got the kill as well.
That's one of the fastest.
Was it a snatch?
And then he just, like he was there for only a half second, pick it up and then just gone. Man, I wouldn't allow this guy to get in my house for sure. It was like quite quick. Clearly stuck. Nah, just kidding.
Right now, a Desolator has been completed for the PA as well. Going to be right-clicking a lot harder. The Throw Warlord has to be very careful not to get control. He needs to be able to pop the ultimate at the very last second. But they have a good amount of shutdown for the Throw. There's the silence, there's the hacks, there's the stun even. So the BKB timing coming off the Throw is going to be very, very important here.
10 to 16 games forward. Keep in mind that Amel still have an Aegis. They are ready to commit. If you're just standing in some exposed position, that Amel just can easily dive in with the Burning Rift first, and then after that, all the damage. PA now have Bell Fury on the way to, do you think next item going to be Desolator or Blasting Bot?
No, he already has the Deso, so the BKB will be coming up next.
Oh. I didn't know that one coming. Here comes Stampede, and here comes the Chainsaw. Miles 1, 2, 3. But it's just not... Oh. That is quite quick kill.
So right now the Lion, we can see is instantly popping up the finger. I'm liking how he play. He doesn't keep the ultimate as well, but it looks like that is the ward coming up from the Pukna.
Quite annoying. Buy back, Pukna ward gone too fast. And look at the tower, it was dropped so fast.
Yep, TNC right now they have amazing push potential. You have the Retaliate coming out from Rio, having up to 13 charges. You have the Deso available for the PA as well. WG.UNITY, they have to be very careful with their next move here. They need to be able to make something happen with the Black Hole.
One thing I like about TNC is I noticed that every time they try to high ground and they retreat back, it's not actually a real full retreat. They will say that. I think that in game leader Ninja Boogie said that, okay, back to the high ground and wait there for like maybe 1 or 2 seconds. If enemies follow, they are ready to jump back in and fight from the high ground.
Yep, most definitely.
It's like retreat and ready to fight at the same time.
Yep, I'm liking the initiation coming up from Rio so far. The instant jump in, getting a 2-man stomp. WG.UNITY, they are just sticking too much right now because they're so afraid. They need to be able to utilize this Black Hole. And if they start split pushing, they don't have much split pushing heroes even. The Throw Warlord can't be by himself. He'll gonna get ganked off very easily. The Lion and the PAs, that would be more than enough to kill him off. So the constant clumping up as 5 is just not working out for WG.UNITY.
I mean, if you go into the team fight and you cannot catch that Lion inside the Black Hole or telekinesis, something else, the Black Hole is useless. That Lion is gonna come in and hit you or Earth Spike.
Yep, another big problem is when you actually use the Black Hole, you will always see the Throw Warlord as well as the Tusk moving towards that Black Hole area. But that's where the time the Lich will shine, just tosses out the Chain Frost, forces you to actually dissipate during the Black Hole itself.
It feels like there's so many conditions for a team WG to land a perfect Black Hole, right?
Obviously the prime target will be the puck, would be the PA. Because there's no way the Centaur can actually jump in order to get the stop off.
Right now, Enigma just got the Black King bar. That's why we want to see an items update.
Yep.
So we can see how they're gonna play. Okay. And the Midas and the Black King bar.
Let's have a look at the itemization here. Looks like Mercury has the Yasha. We'll be getting has a Demon Edge next. CZY, nothing much for him. You can see Jolly Phoenix having the BKB as well as the Flame Dagger. Nothing to say, the Ether Lens as well as a Glimmer Key. Not too bad.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So Armel has the Eel Scepter, going to be a lot harder to catch here.
Yeah, he also needs to be careful about the Pugna Wall too. Yep. And the rest of the team at TNC is smoke up and trying to push in the middle lane. Here comes the Stampede, not sure where they go. Oh, they're catching someone at the bottom. It's Tresam. Tresam gone. Gabby finish off. Mercury in the matter of like 2 seconds or something.
Yep, the one Storm coming out with a double edge and the instant Phantom
wow,
strike by the
Warlord spent like 20 minutes for farming, but he gone in 2 seconds in front of the Phantom Assassin. And now there's an eye inside with the Hoop Storm. Right inside of the base, here comes multiple targets, sifting that the decent damage. From the Black King bar, he's doing a black hole. This might be the first time they get rid of that re-all. But he himself will surely go down too, because Gabby is ready for a sifting dagger. And
oh, a beautiful steal there by the Rubik. Managed to get the kill onto the Lion.
Yeah,
but it's not
going to be himself. Jumping in once again for the puck. Trying to get that not thing he's saying. It might have, the Crepify and also the Nether Blast almost kill that guy.
Yep, like what the panel said earlier on, the main weakness of the PA is the magical damage, and having the Rubik as well as the Pugna is more than enough. Like you mentioned, the third skill coming up from the Rubik actually amplifies his magical damage.
Arcane Supremacy.
Yep, and the Decrepify as well. Can you imagine the kind of damage the PA has to sustain without the BKB?
Yeah, fast play. 12 to 22 game score. This game is still too soon to say who's gonna come out of this game alive, but well, right now more chance to Team TNC.
Well, the Troll Warlord I believe will be going for the MKB next, in order to try and get to the PA. Silver Edge won't be the item of choice, it seems. Yep, he was very.
Man, I can't wait to see Troll Warlord in Battle Trance. It's just let it go.
Are you giving me a frozen moment there? Let it go. Alright, right now we can see TNC, they are going to be attempting the high ground right now. They definitely have what it takes. I believe Black Hole was used early on, should still be on cooldown.
Yeah,
and
TNC definitely knows about that. Yep. No Black Hole.
No Black Hole, that's time to hit up
This is a good day. Oh, Goten jumped into double damage. Just one slash from the PA. 2.3k critical with enough damage. Jumps into the Hoopstorm and turn on the Black King bar and he's gone. Whoever in front of the PA will be gone in just 1 or 2 seconds. Look at that, another kill for the PA. Double kills already. He go in, maybe a triple kill, or maybe he just clean them all off. Turn on, let it go.
And it's a full 5-man team wipe as well. I'm liking what TNC actually decided to do. The moment they heard the ultimate coming off the Troll, they just controlled him. Stifling Dagger, hacks coming out from him, the figure was instantly used as well. And WG.UNITY not being able to make anything happen here. It's just a lot of fighting coming out from TNC. They just enable the PA to just jump from one target to another, and the Troll Warlord is just not mobile enough. And the Black Hole that happened, I think it was 2 to 3 times that the Black Hole was just not successful.
Not even a full duration Black Hole, you know.
Exactly, and whenever the Black Hole actually happened, it was only on one hero.
And so many, well,